Hey everyone, welcome back to another stream. And let me see if my voice is being captured because I changed my laptop today. I moved to Windows again just to check like if everything works fine because last time when I tried using Windows, I was getting some issues related to the bandwidth and my voice was breaking a lot. I can see one difference. I think the video quality, even though it's 1080p, I think it's still not what I expect. I just like, I had to reset my laptop, removed everything because I purchased this laptop back in 2020. Yeah, 2020 actually, and it's been 5 years. I use Asus ZenBook. I can show you the laptop. It's like an high-end laptop. I so and very fancy one. And so it looks like okay. So ZenBook. So it looks like something like this, where you have dual screen. This is an external keyboard which you can get, but the advantage, I mean, when I purchased I purchased it because, of course, I wanted like both the screen to be used, and there is an extended keyboard in the version which I have, and yeah, I mean, it was a nice buy back in 2020, I would say. And if I have to buy today, of course, probably I will go with maybe Mac, because after trying it at my work, I mean, I really liked it, especially I would say the hardware, which plays really nice with Mac, and not that good with Windows, but I mean, that's okay. So this is yeah. I mean, in my version, I cannot remove the keyboard. In this version, you can see you can also remove the keyboard, but it's not detachable in my version. Anyways, but uh, let's see if you're able to hear me or not, and I will also verify meanwhile if my voice is coming or not. Let's see. Let's verify the live stream. Mhm. Fine. Anyways, but yeah, I can hear myself. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the app which we were working on. And if you are like joining the stream for the first time, let me tell you what I am doing or what I'm building on here. So I am building devs who run .dev. So this is the app which I'm working on right now, where where we are trying to build a community for all the developers who want to stay active. And we made some good progress this week. So we were able to deploy our backend, which is written in NestJS. So I'll just show you the code a little bit. And we were able to deploy this on Railway yesterday. We did all the configuration. The one thing which we have pending is now we need to connect or make it work on production. So right now, if I click on sign in, it will not do anything because we haven't connected this with our backend. So if we have front end deployed on Cloudflare and our backend, which exists on Railway. So, and we don't have any domain mapping for our backend right now. So probably we'll go with something called api.devsuran.dev for our APIs. So, and then we can just connect our front end, right? And then we can make the API calls, make our signing work. And we want to add some features. But before we do that, I think one thing which I wanted to really do today is some of the Git configuration, because I just started like using this laptop. This is the new laptop which I have. Not the new, but yeah, the old laptop. And I started using it from today after like resetting it, removing everything because it was so slow. I mean, it came slow, so slow, like after using it for 5 years. And on stream last time, what I wanted to do was this. So I'll just go back to GitHub. No, that'll get download. Sorry. I hope everyone can hear me and you're not facing any issues with my voice, and no, probably not even echo. So just in case you're facing or seeing this, just let me know so I can see if I need to change some settings or something. Because right now I see I have, yeah, crisp. I mean, I have noise cancellation on, but it may be that it's not working anymore. Okay, so one thing which I wanted to try for this org where we have this project. So first, of course, like if you are interested in contributing, this is open for contribution. Go ahead and you can contribute. The only thing which probably will be nice is if you can create an issue, share the idea, like what you really want to see in this application which we are building, and we can work on this together. So one thing which we wanted to do yesterday, and I was not able to do it, and is this using this rule set and making sure that we have signed commits. So this commits supposed to be matching ref must have verified signatures, and this is something which is very useful in case you don't want someone to hack your commits, especially because this is very common where hackers can probably like play as someone who is maybe make a commit on behalf of you and make some commits which should not be there. So I enabled it, but I realized that I don't have sorry, or signed commits on my machine. So it stopped me from pushing anything. What I can do is let's do that. Why not? Hey Smith, how are you? And how was your week so far? So good thing there's a doc which is available, and you can see it says, okay, uh, what commit signature, what about the commit signature verification? So using GPG, SSH, or MIME, you can sign tags and commits locally. So SSH, I'm not using SSH, I'm using HTTPS because that's something which is recommended by GitHub as well. So GitHub recommends that whenever you're using Git to like interact with your repositories, try to use HTTPS, which is more secure. And probably the option which I have is probably GPG. So let's see what are the different options. Let me zoom in on this page so you can see. So this is how it should look like. So if I go back to the repository which we have, right, you see it doesn't say if like all these commits are verified or not, right? Because they're not verified. So generally, this is how it should look like. So I have a commit and it should say verified, right? So no, that's not happening here. So update package and no information if this is verified or not. Let's try. So how we can see if this is verified? The commit is signed, but signature should not be verified. No verification status. The commit is not signed. Okay, so what we can do is understanding connection between repositories. Let's say signature verification replace merge, generating a new GPG key. So what I need is a new GPG key. So for Windows, GitHub supports several GPG algorithms. So these are the ones generating a GPG key. So I can say, okay, I can install this GPG command line tools and generate a key, and then at prompt specify the kind of key you want, press enter to exemplify. So let's go ahead and follow this because I want every commit of mine to be verified, right? So I'm using, what is this, GNU with lib source. Okay, from where I want to actually download this. So 14.5, and this has more downloads. Which one I should go with it. Let's see. Download and install tools for your operating system. We generally recommend installing the latest version for your operating system. Okay. So let's see finally if there is anything for Windows. Okay. So for Windows, we have something called GPG Win, full feature Windows version of GNU. So let's install this. Yes, Smith. Just joined. I want to know what is going on and just call a student. Oh, nice. So, Smith, I'm working on my side project basically, where I'm using Angular for front end and NestJS for backend. And for APIs, we are using something called AppWrite. From like AppWrite gives you authentication, databases, and everything, so you can just like interact with AppWrite APIs and you can build your project. And it's free for like maybe hobby projects, you can say. And the idea behind this website, which the project which I'm building, is Devzuran. I mean, I hope the name tells or informs you that what this means. So it's like the community for developers who wants to do some sports or exercise together. And maybe let's say if you're traveling to a new city or maybe you're going to a conference, you want to like go for a run or any sports with your friends who are coming to that conference. So the idea is simple. And um, I started running last year. It's been more than 1.5 years actually, and I really liked. It helped me a lot, like mentally, physically. So that's why this idea came. And then last year, when I was at GitHub Universe, I spoke to one of my friends and said, "Okay, do you think this idea would be good?" And people liked. I mean, I spoke to a few of my friends, and they really liked the idea. So I said, "Okay, let's build something." And it's been some time. I'm trying to build it. So donate and download, okay. Come on. I can, but maybe later, not on live stream. I don't want to expose my details. So, okay, so this is downloaded GPG key. And for right now, what I'm doing is I'm adding a feature or enabling something called signed commits on GitHub. So if you know about GitHub, is where you push your code, right? It's for maintaining your code base or maintaining your repositories. And there is a feature which says required signed commits, which is useful in case you want to have a secure uh, uh, environment where probably no one can hack your repository or maybe make a commit which should not be there. So it's useful for those purposes. And I'm just trying to follow this talk to see like how to have verified commits. So it says is installing this application, which is or generating JPG key. So let's see if I'm able to like make a commit or a verified commit, because right now it is not. I don't see any of my commits which are verified. So let's see JPG installation, and it's the next GNU PDF. You have to sign in verify documents. It's okay. I don't need this. Common crypto dialogues, GNU for Outlook. And what is this? GNU X shell extension. Okay. I think I'll go with the default one. Required is 127 MB. Oh wow, that's too much. So this application which I'm installing right now, it will help me to create a GPG key, which I can use to sign my commits, that, or you can say verify that, okay, I am the person who is actually making all this comment. Okay, so meanwhile, I'll just also do one more thing. I'll stop the server and let's clear the console because I wanted to verify if I have get one link now. Yeah, username, and I wanted to set username and password. Why not? I mean, so yeah, Smith has a question. Cool, looks cool idea. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm also learning about web dev, and I'm trying to learn Moonstack. Sorry. So from this guy, Harkirat, do you think it will be a good choice to learn stack? I mean, why not? Like, um, whatever you think is something which you want to do, just do it. I mean, don't and then explore, right? I mean, the thing is which I recommend people is go ahead and explore the technologies. Why you want to like only stick to something or single technology, right? So try, go ahead and see which one you like. And as you said, you are a student, so of course you have a lot of time to like explore multiple technologies until unless you start working at maybe some big corporation or maybe some other corporation. So explore and see. Don't what you can say. Don't settle down right now. I mean, you have a lot of time in your hand. I mean, I've been like writing code for 16 years now, and even in my career, there was a time I was doing a lot of backend. So I started as a .NET developer. I will tell you one thing. I mean, as of today, you have a lot of technology choices, but back in the day, I mean, I'm talking about 2008 when I started my career. Mostly people either used to do Java or .NET, and PHP was a thing. PHP and I think WordPress, but it was not that much popular. I would say most of the companies used to say, okay, either we need .NET or Java. That's it. There was no front end. I mean, that was the time. I think AngularJS was built in that was like yeah 2009. So AngularJS was built in 2009. It took some time to like become popular. To 2011, Meta said, okay, they will be creating something new called React. To 2012, React came in. So all this came like after like even starting my career, like and so you have so many technology choices now. Trust, go ahead and explore like what they can do. Try to understand where they shine, where they not, and then decide. You have a lot of time. Hashir, one day I started learning coding, ran sudo rf. Okay. Now I find happiness in life because I have nothing left to lose. Okay, liked it. Yeah, we have all been there, right? So at some point of the time, I mean, we want to just explore like what we want to do, and yeah, it's okay. I hope like it was not client project and you don't have to pay anything. Okay, GPG is not running here because I think it. Okay, so this is not Git terminal, so I have to maybe run it on Bash. Let's see the doc. So it says if you are on version 2.1.17 or greater, press the text below to generate a GPG key pair and open Git Bash. So okay, so this is something which is important. So let's go ahead and open the Git Bash. And so GPG. Sorry. So GPG full generate info. This works now. And okay, so okay, it is giving me some option. Let me show this to you, and I'm sure it's very small, and but hope you can see. So it says okay, directory GNUPG created. Please select what kind of key you want. So I can select okay, existing key from card and BSA, RSA, BSA sign only, RSA sign only. I'm not sure which one is secure. If you are so RSA 4096 is something. If you're not on okay at the prompt, specify the kind of key you want and press enter. So which is secure? Oh, I'm sure. Let's see. I'll just use one key size between and then okay. So I went with RSA and RSA and RSA and it says RSA key must be between 1024 to 409 bits. And I default is 3072. Okay, let's go with 3072 default. Rahul, hey, I'm front-end developer and got laid off. I have worked on Angular and also on React, but now I have to find jobs or prepare for interviews. I'm not very good at development, although I have 3 years of experience. I think I'm not sure, like Rahul, where you used to work, but a lot of organization has these issues, right? Where they hire developers and they make them work on maybe a particular project which has no or which has nothing to learn basically, and it's very 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 common in technology. Like you will find a lot of companies doing that. So it's up to you. So it's up to you. Like you have to take everything in your hands, and this is why I recommend people to like have some side projects or keep learning. Don't rely on your company that they will provide you work where you can learn things. They will never do that. So if you think that okay, you don't have that much confidence that you know things, I would recommend go ahead and have start like doing learning. I mean, not learning, but start learning by doing things like build something. This is what I did when I was like early in my career. I got good managers, I would say. Um, so email or okay. So I got really good managers when I had like almost 1.5 years of experience. I was struggling too because there was not much to do at the work where I was doing working. So my one day when my manager said, like I went to him and said, hey, look, initial 3 months I had a lot of work, but now I don't have any work. And he like mentioned one very important thing to me. He said, look, I can understand we don't have enough work for you right now, but no one is stopping you from learning, right? Just go ahead and take this time and learn something. I'm not stopping you from doing that. And that clicked. So I, of course, like I took the time. Believe me, within 5 months, I left the company because, of course, my team got changed and the job, the work was not there. I mean, even though the team was changed, I had like almost minimum to no work. And then I said, okay, let's move on. And but it really paid off. Like uh, investing my time or the time I had free time. We have, believe me, and we all get enough free time. We just don't know where to invest it. Invest it on yourself. So go ahead and build something, whatever you have learned. And people are also often confused what to build. I would say maybe an existing project, or let's say the company where you used to work, maybe they might have some domain already, right? Or the project you had, maybe try building it on some technologies, maybe Angular, maybe React. Go ahead and see like what like if you can do or contribute to some projects. There are so many projects available on GitHub. I'm building in Angular if you're interested. I mean, this project which I'm building is an Angular actually. So I'm still generating the GPG key. I have never followed this many steps to do even open my account. So okay, so now I have followed this prompt. I don't want to show this because this has some of the keys which are stored. Enter the length of time of key should be valid. Enter the user ID information. Dr. Juice. I just wanted to build an RT for a long time using RT. What what do you mean by RT? I mean, I may be not aware of it. So just tell me what it is like, so I can think about what you mean. Type the secure passphrase, use the GPG list secret keys, long command to list the long form of GPG key, which you have both public and private key. Private key is required for signing commits or tags. Okay, and then from the list of GPG keys, copy the long form of GPG key ID would like to use. In this example, GPG key ID is this 3AA. Okay. Where's the text below substituting in the GPG key ID you would like to use? Okay, so let's follow this step first. So I'm just doing this on another terminal, of course, because okay, so I'll click this now. So it says some GPG installation on Linux. Linux may require you to use GPG too. Because I'm not on Linux, I'm on Windows, but this is fine. And it says from the list of GPG keys, copy the long form of GPG key ID. Okay. And it says in this case, the GPG key ID is this one. Okay. I'll just copy this. Okay. And then run this command where we need to copy this. So I'll just say GPG underscore armor. Of course, you're not able to see this because this is secure. Mrinmay. Oh, so your real name is Mrinmay. But what do you mean by RT? Yeah, happy to give the feedback, but I mean, what is the full form of RT and what you are building? Just give me some idea. Brings the GPG key ID. Okay, so now I got the GPG key. And add the GPG key to your GitHub account. Okay, let's go that. So here, okay, so I'll just do it on another window because, but I'll show you the screen where you need to add GPG key, right? So it says checking for an existing GPG key and generating a new GPG key. I'll just go back to github.com. I was already there. So settings. So here, so SSH and GPG keys, and I can say, okay, I need to generate a new GPG key, and it says, okay, and I will enter the public key block. Now I cannot show this because of course this is secure. Title. And let's see. Okay, so it says, okay, now I have added a GPG key here, and let's see now if I can start verifying my commits. Let's go back. RSA and GPG key generate authenticate to your GitHub account to confirm the action. Okay, adding a GPG key, which I did, and generate a GPG key and add it to your account. Learn how to. Okay, this was the same, I think, link. If I click here, I'll just go to the same page, which will tell me what to do. Okay, so let's see if I can start like verifying my commits. Signing commits. The commit message, get push. Okay, let's go ahead and create the new branch. So what I will do is I need to add a new feature. So I'll go ahead and create a new branch, and I will say this is feature, add sports summary, sports details. So Smith Oh, you mean this one, TSA and development? Okay. I think, yeah, because yeah, we have seen so many messages, so I think it just went. Uh, okay, interesting question. I don't know. Like, I hear it from lot of students. Should I choose between DSA and development? I think this is not something which you have to choose between. I mean, you should have knowledge of DSA and development too. DSA will help you, of course, to like understand and write better performing code. But nowadays, I don't know like why it has become like more of a fashionable thing where doing DSA is like fancy stuff. And I'm not sure. Like I don't agree with this. I mean, in our days, of course, DSA was like um, something which we need to understand to like write better code. Otherwise, if I don't know DSA, I mean, probably I'll be writing some code which I don't understand, like if this is going to be performant or not, because you use them daily. If you do the development, you are using them daily. The only thing is you're not just doing it from scratch. For example, search, right? Tell me one website which has no search functionality. I think almost everything, like even a blog has search. And if you don't know like how to write a performant code um, for that search functionality, can you be a better developer? The answer is no, of course. And for that, you need to have idea like how all about DSAs and everything. Now, I think people started selling it more in a fancy way because all this big fang man, whatever you call them, they started asking questions based on DSA. So they started asking you, okay, let's see like how you do B tree, B plus tree, search tree, that tree, and people stop thinking about like how to apply them in development, but more focusing on how to solve the DSA question. How can I search maybe some numbers in my list and all those things, whatever. I mean, I've hardly done like solved any of those questions, but I've worked on a system which is probably used by millions of developers, right? So nowadays, of course, you need to know DSA because unfortunately, of course, you need to have even all need to have a job, and to get that job, you need to do DSA. Rich text editor. Ah, okay. So Dr. Jose, oh, you are writing your own rich text editor. This is nice. Cool. I mean, I hope you learned a lot while building it. Are you using so what are you using in rich text editor? Are you using? I think there are a few libraries which you can use, right? One of them is which one? What's the name? JS. Yeah. So there is draft JS, TinyMC. So are you using any or Quill? So one of the popular one I know is the Quill. So are you using any of them inside, or you're just not using anything? Prose Mirror. Okay. So Prose Mirror under the hood. Nice. Nice. Cool. Rahul has this question: which one should I focus on, Angular or React? I'm unemployed currently and I have worked on both. I have similar knowledge, but what is this for better jobs? Rahul, I would totally recommend checking the jobs in your area wherever you are looking for a job. Of course, if you're looking remotely, also go ahead and check what like which technology is offering more jobs right now. I don't recommend people to just directly blindly trust on technology. So always look out like what is which has like good job market wherever I'm interested in working right now. And based on that, choose that technology or stack, whatever you want. And nowadays, everyone is expecting you to know, of course, AI. So I would recommend, of course, invest some time learning about it as well, and see if you can build something. There are a lot of AI companies which are offering free credits for learners, and go ahead and utilize them and see like if you can build something build something in open. I would say this will help you get your job because um, I mean, I'm not saying like people who contribute to open source or maybe to side projects may have high chances of getting job. It's not something like that. But in today's situation or today's market, I think you have to present yourself. You have to sell yourself. And to do that, I think the easiest option is, of course, just go ahead and contribute. Put yourself on the GitHub. Put yourself on like write a blog. Put yourself on the internet. Basically, make yourself visible. So that's what actually helped me. I mean, I have like in 16 years, I have two distinct careers. I would say first off of my career till 2019, where I focused mostly on working for an organization and never cared about contributing to community or doing open source or anything. And it was not like I never had a job. I had a job, and then that era was where I had to go ahead and apply for a job, like go through the interview process. It was time consuming, of course. And after 2019, I started doing like open source, started writing blog posts, became part of some of the prestigious program, I would say. If you know GitHub stars, I became the first Indian GitHub star actually back in 2020. I'm a Google developer expert as well, and those things helped like sell myself. I mean, so if I'm like applying for a job, people probably know me that okay, this guy is already available on the internet. He has this work. He has done this work, and like it helps me like present myself before the company, right, where I want to work. And then things changed. So rather than me applying for job, most of the time people started approaching me like if I want to work with them. And if you want to have that kind of career, of course, just choose the other path where you are investing. I'm sure Rahul, if you're not married and you don't have a family yet, because being like having a family, it becomes a little bit hard. And I also face that challenge sometimes because I have a family, I have a daughter, and they keep complaining. I mean, I'm right now streaming, but my wife keeps complaining about that. Oh, you work the entire day and then in the night you want to stream. So that becomes a challenge, of course. But you have to like think about your career. You have to think about like what you want to achieve in your life. And I'm sure like you won't be developer for your entire career, right? You, of course, you will learn, you will explore, you will see there are 10 different things which you can do in technology, and probably at some point of time you will move to some other role. But as of now, you need a job, and there are both ways. You can just keep doing DSA, keep applying for jobs. That will also help. But if you want maybe better chances, present yourself, like or sell yourself in the present yourself on the internet, right? I mean, make yourself visible basically on the internet. Nowadays, like like if people talk about Angular, there are a few names which comes into the mind of people. Why? Because they went ahead and invested their time learning about Angular, telling other about Angular. Same thing which goes to any other technology, React, and you can be one of them. Why not? You just need to invest some time doing that. Cool. So, yeah, enough. I think enough of this. I hope you got the idea, Rahul. So I just wanted to share my own experience so you get some references that I'm just not talking about. Not talking in the air, right? I have done this. I have done both, and I'm just sharing like both sides with you. Okay, so what I want to do is I have this new feature, and for now, I just want to make a commit and see if it's signed. And I created a new branch. And to do that, I'll just do one more thing before I proceed. I wanted to install an extension, and I want as I'm using NX, so I'll just go ahead and install NX console. So NX comes with a CLI, which I can use, or I can use the console to generate any files, right? I mean, you know, generators. And if you have worked on React or Angular or any other technology, I think now everyone has a CLI, and you can use those CLI to generate files. And NX console helps with the same. So it will take some time to figure out what my project is. And if I have Angular project, NX project, it will give me common NX commands which I can run. See, so it's able to identify all my projects right now. It says, okay, you have almost 6 projects, 3, 4, 5 projects. Sorry. And then I can use NX Cloud. These are common commands, and I need generate. So I want to generate a new component. So let's see. I'll use NX Angular. NX Angular, generate Angular component, and just close this for now. And it says, okay, choose your working directory, and I need to give a file path. So I'll just go back and see where my front-end project is. Libs, src, and in libs, I just created a library last time. I'll probably talk about libs later in this or in the next stream. But this is where I want to create the library for now. So I'll say, okay, this is details for what workout maybe, yeah. Slash details. And this is where I want to create this file. So I'll just say, okay, there's this copy related path. Go ahead and create a file here. So it will go ahead and create this component. Okay. So let's not use PowerShell for now. I think I can just use Git bash. I'm just wondering, I don't know if I can use warp as well. So just close this one. And let's see if I can generate. Come on. Okay, so it created these files, and I'm not sure like why I decided to update this 3 files, but let's go ahead and check. So it says annex.json. What's changed here? So I don't think so anything has changed apart from maybe formatting. So this is probably a formatting change. Yeah, I don't see anything because I moved from Mac to Windows, and I'm using Git bash. So the line ending character. I'm not sure like if you've ever seen this issue, but the line ending characters in both Windows and Mac is different. Okay, so let's go ahead and commit this file and hope I can push this and it's verified. So first command I want to run is I want to format my files. So they are in the same format, even though if I move to Mac, so it will not cause any issues because this is possible that you see in this message LF will be replaced by CLF. So make sure, and so NX uses prettier under the hood. So whenever I run format, it's actually prettier. And then I can use these commands. So I'll say, okay, git add will be replaced. Okay, that's fine. Git connect. And I'll say, okay, feature adds post detail component. And now I can, let's see, push. Okay, I'll do this. So there are 2 ways. There are, whenever you try to create a new branch and push, you can actually do this, put git push setup stream origin this one, or if you want this to happen automatically, you can also do something like push auto set remote using git in GitHub config. So this is also useful in case you work with the same remote every time. So I always recommend do that if you can. But for now, what happened? Okay, I just copied the wrong command, I think. Come on. Okay. Okay, then let's go ahead and create a new pull request. add details, generate summary. Okay, go ahead and create a pull request. I just want to verify if this is signed or not. Not yet. Okay, so for some reason, this is still not signed, because otherwise I should see the verified here. Smith, just watched your Google videos. Google video. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that was 22 or yeah, 2022 or 23. I think that video was done in 2023. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. I still don't have a verified commit. What happened? What went wrong? Okay, so git push create. Oh, git commit -s. Okay, let's see if I can do that. So for signed commits, I need to give this one. So I'll just change this and say, okay, this is H1 and submit work notes. And okay, so I missed the -s flag because yeah, I decided not to follow the document, which we do a lot, right? We are all developers and we keep doing this. So git commit -s, and it says your commit message. I'll just go ahead and say this is a date update. Yeah, of course, I need to end. Okay, configure GPG to sign commits. GPG failed to sign the data. No secret, no GNU. Come on, I did that. Okay, let's restart this and see if I can. So I generated a new GPG key, but somehow it's not able to get that key when I'm trying to commit. So this is no secret key. Okay, so this failed attempt to create the signed key. Why this is so complicated? So signing commits, to configure a Git client to sign commits by default for a local repository, run git, okay, git config true to sign all commits by default in local repository, git config global. So I'll say global because I want all the commits to be signed. You just remove and run this. And if I understand now, okay, so it says I don't have this GPG failed to sign data error. For Windows user, GPG for Win integrates with Windows Disk. You can do manually configure GPG and instead with GPG passphrase, but this does integrate with macOS keychain. If you have multiple keys, attempt to sign commits or tags with a key that doesn't match your committer identity, you should tell Git about your signing key. And committing changes to your local branch. Okay, I think okay, it was not needed. If you are using GPG after you create your commit, provide the passphrase you set up when you generated key. Okay, git push. Then get a pull request. and it says should say verified. What did I miss? Signing, comments, generating, adding a GPG key. Let's go back to GPG key. So I added this actually. I added the GPG key. Tell Git your about your signing key. Okay. Open Git Bash, and if you have previously configured Git to use different key format, sign and set this configuration so the default format of open PGP will be used. Use the GPG long command to list the long. Okay, so I followed this. Where was I? So telling it about your SSH key. How did we ended up on SSH key? Okay, so oh, I think I missed this. So let's see what are the commands which I have executed so far. List secret keys. Okay, key ID format long. And after this, I did GPG armor export. Okay, I think that was a different command. So let's do this. And just run this command git config global. Let's see if it helps. Git config global user dot signing key and okay. So signing key is done. Alternatively, you may want to use a subkey. In this example, GPG subkey ID is this. Why? If you use multiple keys and subkeys, then you should append an exclamation mark. Okay, I don't want to do that. And then I have to run this command. Okay, let's do it. And to configure git to sign all commits and tags by default. Okay. So I did this. Telling Git about your SSH key. I don't have SSH key. You can use an existing SSH key. So I use GPG key. That's associate. Okay, associate your email with GPG key. Open Git Bash. I did this. GPG edit key. Enter the GPG edit key, substituting the GPG key ID you would like to use in the following example. Okay, I know my GPG key. I'll just use this. GPG. I can edit. I can key. Okay, so enter GPG, add UI ID. So I need to run this. So I missed some of the steps. So interesting. Invalid command. Okay, what is this? Follow the prompts to supply your real name, email address. GPG, add UI ID. Okay. So I'm just doing it on Bash. Yeah. Let's see. Add UID. No command supply, trying to guess what you mean. Interesting. Smith, I had this idea when you use AI with PDF, it tells you to refer this image. I just wanted a pop-up or something like that, and I tried to whiteboard it and it didn't work. What would you suggest? Yeah, whiteboarding is, of course, um, hard thing to do, right? It's not something you can just rely on the prompts, I would say. So you have to understand, like you have to have basic knowledge. I mean, a lot of people miss this. That okay, you also need to have like idea like how to run like write code. You can do write coding in case you know like what technology or how this works, maybe. So try to understand, maybe try to understand errors which you are getting, and you will probably learn more about this. Follow the prompts. This is interesting because I'm just running this command and it says GPG signal hotel system. GPG add UI. No commands applied. And okay, then I did this. So GPG armor export, prints the GPG, upload the GPG, signing comments. Let's see, let's try to do it once more. I didn't ended up screwing up everything. Oh, nice. So it's actually asking me to, like when I try to commit this, so it's asking me to provide, nice. So copy, it should have the signed commit now. Let's see, fingers crossed. There should be a new commit on this PR because I have to push, right? So made the commit, now time to push. Okay, so post a new commit and let's see if I can see that commit detail here. Oh, finally, you see, we have a verified commit. So all good. I almost figured out like how to have a signed commit. We went through the doc basically, and I screwed a little bit, but at the end I figured out, okay, this is how I can verify my commits. And now on my repository, I can actually have verified commits on. So all the commits which I make will be verified, and I will have less chances of someone trying to steal my information and making a commit on behalf of me on this project or anywhere, right? So I can do this on repository level. So you can just go back, rule sets, and here I can say require signed commits. So I won't be able to push any commit until it's signed. Cool. So let's go ahead and save this change. And let's see if I can merge this PR now. I mean, of course, this doesn't contain anything apart from this dummy component, and which does nothing. And it failed for some reason. Okay, so format failed. It says I didn't formatted the file correctly. So I just go ahead and say, okay, yeah, I can just go back and open this file. So yeah, it's format. And I can add another commit, add commit. Because Smith, to be frank, I'm planning to use a little bit of AI myself on this project. Probably this is something which I will be doing next week, where I'll be creating new features by just using GitHub Copilot. But I'm also waiting for a few things because the Copilot account which I have, it's probably not my personal account, and it's complicated right now. So I don't want to use this GitHub Copilot account which I have for some reason. It's actually I use the same account for work, and the way Copilot works is in case you have two accounts, it takes whichever has the higher preference. And in my case, the business account has a higher preference, and GitHub Copilot has no way to distinguish like which one should be used, and it actually ends up using the higher preference one. So basically, if I use this, I'll be using my work related software, which I don't want, but I don't have any other option. Which I don't want to use, don't have any other option right now, so it's better not to use it, right? So maybe if it gets sorted by next week, I'll use some prompts. Otherwise, I will just write the code like a crazy person, right? Which we used to do before the AI came into the picture. Okay, so all thing good. I think now the commit is verified. I just need to walk through this steps with my other contributor, Sashi. So he also has all the signed commits, and then we can start working on it together. Okay, so this is it for the day, and thanks for hanging out, everyone. Smith, uh, Rahul, and of course, I will check out your project, the new rich text editor you are working on. And thanks, Ashir. And probably I'll see you, some of you next week. I'll add the schedule and try to stream next week as well. So meanwhile, enjoy your weekend and have a great rest of the day or good night. I mean, yeah, it's almost end of the day for everyone anyways. So bye everyone.